What if you got to do some stuff that makes you really happy, but you also have to do some stuff that doesn't make you really joyful to do? You know you have to do it, right? You know that there's some things that, I mean, maybe you're a graphic designer, or maybe you're a numbers cruncher. Maybe you're a course creator, whatever that is, right? Maybe that's the thing that you absolutely love to do. And on the flip side, there's some other stuff that I have to get done that you're like, it's just not what I love to do. That doesn't bring me joy. That doesn't Marie Kondo me. It doesn't at all. And so you want to go out and you go get help. Mhm. We got to talk about that because, there is a little bit of something. There is one really big success tip that you may not be paying attention to. And it's super, super powerful. And it ought to be talked about a whole lot more. And we're going to cover that in this video right here. Cue the music. Dun, 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 dun. I'm Nancy Lewis Hill, the Lightened Up Entrepreneur, and I help amazing people like you to lighten up in the your world that you're in, the stuff that you have to do every day, all the stuff and the business stuff and the relationship stuff. Help you to lighten up so that you can make that positive impact in the world that you were designed to do. So let's jump into this subject and let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're at with this and all that. And all the shout outs. Give me a shout out to something that you want to shout out. And we're shouting it out. We're shouting it out from wherever you are. Clap, clap. It's my thing now. I clap a lot. I don't know where that comes from. Right, there's some stuff that we love to do. Hey, it brings me joy. This is what I want to do. This is my passion work. This is the stuff that lights me up, right? And you're told you should do the things that you really enjoy doing. That's the thing. When you do what you enjoy doing, you'll do a lot of it. You'll do more of it, right? Isn't that what we're told? Isn't that the thing that we hear? Well, there's also one really big, important success tip that we need to talk about, and it ought to be talked about more. But sadly enough, hello to joy. Because, I'll tell you, here's the thing. Again, I am so into clapping. What is the deal with that? I don't even know. It has come up upon me. It has taken hold of my hands. I cannot help it. It's almost like my hands are like magnetic clappers. They just go. Anyhow, jumping in. So let's just say, for example, you really like what you're doing. You really enjoy whatever journey you're on. Whether it's a personal growth journey or it's on a business journey or trying to expand your business or your knowledge, or maybe you're just creating courses, right? Or doing those things, and you need to ask for help, right? Because there's two different levels of this. You could ask for help just to lighten the load. Or oftentimes you could ask for help in some part of that thing you're doing that you don't really enjoy. All right, here's the thing about it. Here is the value point that you need to know. Are you ready? Are you writing this down? Are you writing this down? One, you have to ask for help. You cannot do it yourself. You cannot be the center of your whole universe and be all that there is to it, right? You can't do all the moving pieces by yourself. You know that. I know that. That's nothing new. That's not some big secret, one secret success tip that there is. That's not it. So maybe that's a piece of advice, but that's not the big one. And I'm also going to, hey, by the way, if you know somebody that might be like have value watching what we're doing here, follow that thing along and do it. Don't be selfish. Let it out. Let it out. Go and tell somebody. In the meantime, let's just jump back in. So, here's the magic. Be willing to do the things that you don't love doing. What? Didn't I just say do what you love doing? How does this make sense? How does this piece together? The moose can't even figure this one out. The deal is you got to do the things that you don't really enjoy doing. I know you didn't want to hear that from me. You were thinking, oh, Nancy, she's going to talk about all the things that make me feel good and fluffy and light. No, not necessarily. Here's why. Let me just share a little something, right? There have been times where I, I may or may not have allowed somebody else to take care of something for me because I thought, well, I don't want to do that part. I don't want to manage that piece of what I'm doing. And for example, that was I had someone else who was taking care of my correspondence and taking care of my emails and reaching out to people. And I figured, oh, this is good. This is really good. I can stay in my own space that I'm really comfortable with and I'm really strong with and I'm really passionate about because yes, I want to be in my space. And did not know that the person that I had at the time was actually compiling their own email list with my contacts. What? Oh, I didn't know. And yeah. So I did not even own them and I could not even follow up on them. And when we parted ways, so did my email list. So yeah, lesson learned. So that is exactly why you need to know the pieces of what's going on. You need to know the pieces of whatever it is you're doing. So whether it be your business or your a relationship thing or your personal growth or a course, maybe you're writing a course, maybe you're taking a course. I don't know, but you got to know all the pieces. Look, you don't have to be the expert at it. Right? You have to have a working knowledge of it because once you have a working knowledge of what's going on, you can ask educated questions. You can have measures that you can use to be sure that what's happening makes sense for where you want to go, right? Like what metrics will you use? This is actually very funny because I'm not a metrics talker. But what metrics will you use to see that it's really happening, that it's really going in the direction it needs to, right? You need to have that. And I will tell you, this is going to be the big piece. So I told you that what happened was this person was helping me out and doing me a favor. And I didn't want to do all the stuff, the background stuff. And yeah, and I didn't know that there are certain ways that you could do things so that I would have control or ownership of my email list. And instead, I let them do it. So whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? I mean, does it make the person who did it a good person or a bad person? I don't know. That's another story for another day. But as far as what happened, is it my responsibility? Yes. Yes, it was totally my responsibility. Do you hear what I'm saying? You got to know the pieces of what's going on in whatever it is you're trying to reach success with. You have to understand, have a working knowledge of the pieces that go together. Because ultimately, here's the big nugget. Here is the big super secret, one big success tip ever. Right there. Take full responsibility. That's success. Take full responsibility of what is in your business, your space. I'm going to sneeze. I love it when that happens. Take full responsibility of what it is that you are not aware of. Letting somebody else manage your finances without you having any idea of how finances work. Warning. Ugh. Warning. Because that's when things happen. That's when things happen. And if you don't understand how they happen, you won't even know they did happen. You'll be looking back in the rear view. Hey, Amy, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I like it when I get passionate up. I start to sneeze. So you need to have a working knowledge of all the pieces of what you're trying to do. You have to have an understanding of what needs to get done. Because if you don't, here's the thing my dad would say: when you don't know, you're going to get snowed. That's how that works. And you do need to ask for help. You do need to hire people sometimes to manage the pieces that you are not an expert at. Amy is exactly perfect example of that. Social media. You want to, if that's not your space, the management of it, the content of it, you need to go hire somebody. But if you don't understand what it's about, how will you know if the person doing it is doing the kind of job you want done? Right? And to just throw it out there to anybody, to just go and look somewhere on the internet and just say, hey, Fiverr, Tuver, Onever, I need somebody to do this stuff. And then you're surprised when it's terrible. You're surprised when they can't connect to your audience. You're surprised when your participation drops off. That's on you, friend. That's on you. Take full responsibility. Get a working knowledge of what it is that you are asking for help on. Do not be afraid to ask for help, because asking for help, just asking for help, is just one more way of strengthening yourself. It really is. And it doesn't mean that you're weak. It doesn't mean that you can't manage it. If you have an event, whether it be in person or online, you have an event, you can't be the MC, you can't be the event planner, you can't be the ticket giver outer, the collector upper. It's hard. You cannot do all those pieces, but you do need to know what the pieces are, right? So, like, for example, in that example, when I'm hired to do anything that's related to the concierge of an event, it's something that, if you don't understand what it is you need your audience to feel, if you don't understand that that's what that's about, serving your audience, if you don't know that you need to serve your audience, that you need to serve the people who are there, if you don't know that they're not there just to listen to you bloviate, that there's also something in it for them, that they have to feel happy, they have to feel some joy. They didn't come to what you're doing just because for you. There was something in it for them. Ultimately, we all want to be happy, right? So if you don't understand that, if you don't understand how that is important, and you hire somebody like me to do the concierge and the vibe, you're not going to understand the value. I'm telling you. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, Amy, awesome. That's what you tell everyone that wants to delegate the social media to a VA. You have to know what to tell them what to do. And then you cannot be surprised. Like, how did they not know what I was doing? How do they miss that? They're terrible. Are they terrible, or did you just not understand what was needed to be done? Did you not understand the power of what you're giving away to somebody else to handle? And yeah, I am all about the vibes, Tim. You're right. So, and the lightening up, and the shout outs, and the broadcasts with people who aren't there with you, and all of that stuff. So I'm here every week. Every week with the Moose, and I appreciate you being here. I want to just run by that one more time. So here's the quick rundown. You ready for this? I appreciate it. Number one, be willing to do the things that you don't love doing, so that you can learn them, so that you can understand them, and you get a full grasp of the process, because you will be part of the team. You need to have a team. So whenever you're getting help, even if it's personal help because you have something is overwhelming in your life, even if it's about your business because you have so many moving pieces to your business, even if it's just about your relationships, be willing to do the things that you don't love doing, so that you can understand the whole process of being part of a team project, right? Know all the pieces and love your process. Love the part that you play in the process. That's the part. So if you love what you're doing, love your part in that process. Understand the whole thing. And then that one big success tip that just isn't talked about enough, because nobody wants to make anybody feel bad. Take full responsibility of how that goes. Take full responsibility for your, and when things don't go completely the way you wanted it to go, like if you were side blinded, I guess, side swiped, I don't know, bushwhacked, That's the part where you need to take full responsibility of that. If you had no idea, you were blindsided, you had no idea that was coming because you didn't even know that exists, that's on you. That is on you. You can move on from that and you can learn from that, but take that responsibility, because when you do, that's where the power comes from for yourself. That's where your growth comes from. So, yes. So, that was my message for tonight, y'all. If you are looking to do something with an audience and you have a course that you're walking people through, and you need to have the attendees, the community, to be shepherded and concierged and loved on and interacted with, uh, that's my jam. That is my jam. Reach out to me and I can help you with that. We can talk about it. I don't help everybody because it has to be the right kind of environment. That's just how that works. So until next week, if you want to drop the word gold, did I say that already? Drop the word gold. I will get with you. I will send you a little PDF. And it won't be magical. I don't know that the squirrel will be delivering it or the moose or if it'll be directly me, but drop the word gold, GOLD, and let's see where it goes. I think that's what I want you to do. All right. So I'll see you next Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern right here. But tomorrow, I will be here as well on this page, bright and early. My West Coast friends, I'm sorry. 7:30 a.m. Eastern. We'll be here with Mornings with the Moose, and you never know what that conversation is going to be about. It's going to be here more and more often. It's in a private group Monday through Thursday, and then on Friday we come out into the public and we have a conversation about what's new with you, Skidoo, and what's shaking bacon and all that stuff. So I would love to have you join us here on Facebook on this page at 7:30 a.m. Friday morning Eastern. All right. Other than that, we'll be back. Me and this guy right here. We'll be back next Thursday evening. And until then, be well, be safe, and be amazing, because you are already amazing. See you later.